Hare Krishna, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Namo Vishnupadaya, Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine, Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Desatarine, Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Mukam Karoti Vachala, Pangum Langaite Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatare. Hare Krishna. So today I think yesterday we saw this verse, right? Bhaktya Mama Vichanati. So it's about the Bhakti from a Brahma Bhuta stage, from the Gyan Yoga, going out beyond the material conceptions. From the Brahma Bhuta stage, we can do the Bhakti. So now from this verse, actually, Krishna starts glorifying about Bhakti more. And it takes the topic like not that you have to go through the ladder of bhakti and reach a stage which is beyond the material conception, but the first word in this verse is significant, right? Sarva karmani. So let us see. Sarva karmani api sada
Sarvakarmani api sada
kurvano mad vyapashrayah
kurvano madhyapasrayaha
mat prasadat avapnoti
matprashadat avapnoti
shashvatam padam avyayam.
sashvatam padam avyayam.
So
Sarvakarmani api sada kurvano madhyapasrayaha matprashadat avapnoti sashvatam padam avyayam.
okay, translation and purport. Though engaged in all kinds of activities, my pure devotee under my protection reaches the eternal imperishable abode by my grace. Purport. The word Mad Vyapashraya means under the protection of Supreme Lord. To be free from the material contamination, a pure devotee acts under the direction of Supreme Lord or his representative, the spiritual master. There is no time limitation for a pure devotee. He is always 24 hours a day, 100% engaged in the activities under the direction of Supreme Lord. To a devotee who is thus engaged in Krishna consciousness, the Lord is very, very kind. In spite of all difficulties, he is eventually placed in a transcendental abode or Krishna Lok. He is guaranteed entrance there. There is no doubt about it. In that supreme abode, there is no change. Everything is eternal, imperishable, and full of knowledge. So here the word, right, sarva karmani, in all the activities. So till if the Brahma Bhuta stage is beyond the material conception, right? So there is more of devotional activities. But now Krishna says sarva karmani. So on any person doing any activity. So till now Krishna explained like from the varnashram dharma, follow your duties, then give up your duties to the Supreme Lord. So that was stage by stage. But here Krishna says the bhakti, because he is glorifying bhakti now more, he's saying any activity you do in this world. So any activity means including the our duties, right, or our activities in this world. Even if we are not beyond the material conception or transcendental level of Brahma Bhuta, any activity you do, always do it under my protection, under my shelter. Ashraya means shelter. So he's saying any activity should be done under his shelter. What happens by that? When we take shelter of Supreme Lord. So when we say shelter of Supreme Lord, that means actually we are not attached to the results. So it may be good, bad, positive, negative, encouraging, discouraging, whatever. So we take ashray, we take shelter and whatever the result comes, we are okay. So that actually is a stage at which you are not attached to the results. So that's also a spiritual understanding. So we take shelter, and then what happens? Mat prasadat. So by my mercy. So prasad is one meaning is mercy. One meaning is uh, the remnants of the food that are offered to the god, right? And one is his mercy. So then when you take shelter, mat prasadat avapnoti, so you will achieve a shashvatam padam avyayam, eternal abode, which is avyaya, which is never finished, which is never uh, destroyed. So we have seen that karma yoga, gyan yoga, ashtanga yoga, all the yogas, they need at the end of the achieving perfection, bhakti aspect. Without bhakti, you cannot achieve the goal. So here Krishna is saying, whatever activities you do, just do under my shelter. So we have to remember Krishna while doing all the activities. Try to remember Krishna. So naturally, we have to do the activities which are prescribed as per Shastra. And how you work under the ashraya. You have to take shelter of someone. So he's saying mat ashraya. So Krishna is using mat. He's my. He's using this word from the last couple of verses. Mat bhakti labate param. So he is very clearly indicating his position, and he's telling that you have to take my shelter, yeah, and you will receive my bhakti. Mat prasadat, by my mercy. So he's very clearly giving indication. Who are reading his Bhagavad Gita, you take Krishna's shelter, you work under his protection, under his guidance, you will, by his mercy, you will achieve. So of course, for Arjuna, Krishna was there in front of him, so he can work. So what about us? Because Krishna is not there physically, though he is there with us as Paramatma, but we don't recognize in this condition. So what? Who is there? So there is spiritual master. So the spiritual master, we say, is a representative of Krishna. So we have to take shelter. We have to take shelter of the Guru. So it may be a Shiksha Guru, it may be a Diksha Guru, but we have to take shelter. And under that shelter, we have to do all the activities. And by that, what will happen? By taking the shelter of Guru, actually we will receive the mercy of Krishna, Mat Prasadat. So he will give mercy through the Guru. It's not, Krishna is supreme, right? So, and it's not required for him to come and do all the activities. So the different devotees, different avatars are there who do all these activities, and they give the benedictions and everything. So when we take shelter of someone who is senior, like the Guru, then we get their mercy. That mercy is coming from Krishna. So if you are sincere and honest and really willing to achieve the perfection of self-realization, then Krishna will give the mercy through the spiritual master. And how we understand that? By our spiritual progress, by our consciousness. And ultimately, where we reach Shashvatam Padam Avyayam, the ultimate eternal abode, we will reach there, which is not uh, destroyed. So this is the supreme destination of a transcendentalist or a yogi. So Krishna is, so here actually we see this is glorification of bhakti. When we take shelter of Krishna, we can start from any level. So we may be at Brahma Bhuta level, we may not be at Brahma Bhuta stage. We may be at a stage of karma yoga. Maybe we don't know spiritually anything. We do karma, we take the results. That level also. So any level we are, from there we can start. But we have to start by taking shelter. So bhakti is independent of jnana and karma and yoga. So I may know Bhagavad Gita, I may not know Bhagavad Gita, but I start chanting the name of the Lord. I start offering food. I eat with the food which is offered to Krishna. I start reading Bhagavad Gita, I start reading Bhagavatam. So slowly I start. But I may not know the supremacy of Krishna or the literatures, but I start the bhakti. And by that, slowly we will achieve the perfection by Krishna's mercy. So we should not depend on our scholarly activities or our intelligence or our skills. We should depend on His mercy. You may have skills, you may not have skills. If Krishna's mercy is there, you will achieve the perfection. Uh, if you have so much skills, you are so intelligent or expert in so many things, but if there is no mercy, cannot achieve the perfection. So ultimately, we have to depend on the mercy of the Lord. Of course, that does not mean that I will just sleep at home and wait for mercy. No, we have to endeavor. We have to do our part. So, sarva karmani sada kurvan. Always do your duty under my protection. So, is not Krishna is not saying that you rest at home. I will take care. No, he's saying do your activities and all the activities under his shelter. So, whatever activities you do, everything. So, Krishna has never recommended to give up the activities, give up the work, and do everything under his shelter and depend on mat prasada, depend on his mercy. So, hard work, sincerity, honesty is the our part. Uh, of course, with determination, enthusiasm, so many things, but it's our part, what we have to do. And after doing our part, we just depend on Krishna, whatever result happens. So that is bhakti. So Krishna from this verse, actually from last verse, is glorifying bhakti, and he is very clearly giving the indications to Arjuna and to all of us about by using the word mat, to me. So he has started using this from a couple of verses to give clear indication or directive where we should take shelter. Okay, so tomorrow we'll see from next all the verses are about bhakti and the instructions of Krishna. So we'll see next verse tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Any comments? Hey, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. And we'll see you tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining.